Hi and welcome, Lisa here for Imagine Crafts. Thanks for joining me. So in this video, I'm sharing how I swatch my MBoss embossing powders, and I've got a few tips to share with you along the way as well. To get started, I have a few products laid out here that I'm using, starting with this amazing stamp and coordinating die set from Waffle Flowers. This is the color combo stamps I have here, plus the coordinating filler stamps and dies. Now, Waffle Flowers has some very innovative products when it comes to swatching your inks and cardstock and embossing powders. So let's get started. Now I ran white and black cardstock through my die cutting machine using this swatch die that comes with the Waffle Flower set. It cuts 6 2x2 pieces of cardstock, making things much easier for you. Now, I do want to take a minute to give Waffle Flowers a shout out because their packaging is amazing. So I have this magnetic sheet here that holds the dies, and then you're going to get a vinyl pocket to store everything in. So you're not searching in 2-3 different places. You have everything stored together and makes it so easy. So I'm ready to do some swatching, and I have my MISTI here in front of me. Now, if you're new to crafting, this is a stamp positioning tool that allows you to repeatedly stamp in the same spot without worrying about alignment. Now, I have my swatch placed there in my MISTI. I'm adding anti-static powder down to help fight off those pesky stray specks of embossing powder that get left behind. And if I'm going to take the time to swatch anything, then I'm going to swatch it as if I were using it on my cards. So I'm using Versamark ink to stamp the swatch, and I'll usually stamp this 2 or 3 times before adding my embossing powder. I have a scrap piece of paper laid out here. I'm adding my iridescent opaque powder to the white cardstock, and I'm also going to swatch it on black cardstock. So if you're swatching an embossing powder that you know you may use on dark cardstock, go ahead and swatch it on a piece of dark cardstock as well. Then you're not left wondering how to look on that darker cardstock. So now that I've shared how I go about swatching using my MISTI and my Versamark ink, let's talk about how I store my powders and how I put them in my binder for my swatches. So here's how I store my MBoss embossing powders. This is just a fridge bin that I picked up at Marshall's, and it's 4 inches by 10 inches long, and it holds those bags perfectly. Now, this is my binder that I keep all of my swatches in. Like, everything in one place is what I like. Inks, cardstock, embossing powders. I even have a printed out Imagine Craft surface compatibility chart in the front so I can use it as a quick reference. And you can see I have everything in one spot here. It's all by color. Now, I keep my embossing powders at the back. You could do those by color as well, and I have thought about changing mine up to that. I just need to get some more of these coin pocket pages to do that. Keeping everything in one spot makes things so much easier. I'm not searching in 3 different places, looking for things. And usually when I go to reference this book, it's because I just want to see how either an ink or an embossing powder is going to play with a colored cardstock. That's the biggest thing that I use this for. Now, I just take the 2x2 swatches and slide them in that coin pocket. I'm just going to write the name of the embossing powder on the bottom. You can print them out if you wanted to. You can also use a little label maker to make labels and do it that way as well. Now, if you have any questions, just be sure to leave them in the comments below and I'll answer them as soon as possible. I really appreciate you joining me today. I hope you'll click the subscribe button and ring the bell to be notified of new content to the channel. Now, for more information about the products used, head over to the Imagine Crafts website. And until next time, take care.